Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Good afternoon. What up, what up, what it do? Hello. Good afternoon. Salty Santa? How it do? I don't even know, man. I'm not sure about today. Today is the last couple of days have been weird days. So I'm expecting today's probably going to be a pretty weird day too. Nothing horrible, just weird days. Just days where nothing seems to happen quite right. Was it your fault? Yes. I'll blame you. Yay, money. Thank you, my friend. No, I have not seen Endgame yet. I don't know. Ashley and I talked about maybe trying to see it this weekend. She closes Saturday and Sunday, so tonight and tomorrow night. But both of the theaters that are in striking distance with us are doing like super late shows, so we might catch like a midnight showing or something of Endgame tonight or Saturday. Optimist Productions, yeah. We should have two different production companies, both of which produce completely philosophically like opposite content. That'd be interesting. Instead of producing things to try and appeal to a broad audience, just create a production company for every subset of audience and then make things just for them. There you go. There you go. That's this stream's $1 billion idea. Things happen at Endgame. I don't even need to see it now. You've spoiled it. How would you deal with frustration and sadness? How do you deal with it? You sack up. You face it like a man. You slog through the shit swamp, and then you find a tuft of swamp grass to lay your head on, and you get up the next day and you trudge through the swamp again. That's how you do it. Hulk and Thanos sex each other. Damn. Maybe I will go see it tonight then. Paul, would you go clean shaven? Would I? Sure. Will I? Probably not. You ever notice Trump says billion as billions real fast? I can't unhear it. Billions? I don't know. No, I don't play the lotto, so I don't really have any lucky numbers. I don't gamble. I don't play the lotto. Very rarely do I make bets. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't get the dopamine hit from winning that other people get, and I get an extra heaping of depression when I lose, so what's the point? Yeah, I'm not a gambler. I'm not a rambler, and I'm not a gambler. Straighten your beard hair? No, dude, that would ruin my beard. Look, man. My beard is always a stupid-ass topic of conversation on this stream, so let's get it straight, okay? The beard is what it is, all right? I put nice oils and stuff in it to keep it from getting dry, but as far as, like, how it grows and all of that, that's out of my hands, man. It's out of my hands. Can you get dandruff in a beard? Yes. Yeah. In fact, if you have a beard like mine and you're not putting some kind of beard oil or something in it, you have beard druff. And it's gross. It's gross, I gotta tell you, it's gross. When I first started growing out my beard, I just thought, all right, I'll just stop shaving, and that's fine. Like, it's okay to do that when you've got, like, the stubbly beard or whatever. Like the well-trimmed, close-cropped beard that you see everybody have. Like, you can get away with a beard like that and not putting anything in it. But if you get a long beard, you're going to have to put some, because your face just gets dry. It's like, no, like, there's, especially if you got a thick beard. I guess if you had a wispy beard, it wouldn't really matter. But if you got, like, a thick beard like mine, no water, no moisture gets to your face. Oil it. I actually already oiled it, so sorry. Oh my god, dude. That's a ban. How much money to tongue kiss Brett? One ban. Have you shot a load into beard? I don't think so. No. I'd tell you guys, like, think about the cornucopia of embarrassing shit, that I've revealed to you guys. Thanks, K-Derp. Why would I keep that one secret? I actually arced one into my own mouth once, and I've told you guys that story. So I cannot think of a time where I loaded the beard. Skills. It was an assist, too. Most embarrassing place I nutted. I don't know if I've ever been embarrassed of a load. I guess that one, because that was a hand jibber, and she just aimed it perfectly and landed it right in my mouth. So that was probably the most embarrassing one. Can't think of one that would be more embarrassing. Did she do it intentionally? I mean, I don't think so, but maybe she was trying to teach me a lesson. Yeah, that ex and I had a particularly spicy relationship, so I wouldn't be completely freaked out if she'd done it on purpose. I don't think so, but who knows? Yeah, I mean, it was a perfect shot. What the fuck is online freelance? Money wasn't a problem. Would you have a multi-purpose recording studio that eclipses any of the other ones DP, DFF had? If so, which kind of special tech would you want in that? Yeah, dude. I've got an idea for like an ideal shooting environment for Pessimist Productions. And it's going to take us some time to get into it because it's going to be, I mean, obviously kind of an expensive proposition, but I want to rent us like a big kind of open industrial space, something that has a lot of like just a lot of open space. And then I would like to create several sets within that space with all of the things needed to shoot already there, so that creating a piece of content means sitting down at whichever set we're at and making it. The only piece of content that we make that's like that now is DFF. We have one kind of permanent set for that. All the other sets are in flux. We're building a permanent home for Dank Dungeons, and the next episode of that we release will be in a new studio space for that. But getting everything into one place, as far as like tech and stuff, really like what we need to take our shit to the next level outside of like boring shit like lighting rigs and stuff. I mean, we've got lighting, but we need more consistent, uniform lighting across all our shoots. So lighting rigs, but the cool stuff that we need is like a video switcher that you can hook multiple like Canon handheld cameras up to and sit at a station and switch between a bunch of different, preconceived camera angles on the fly. I'd like for Deep Fat Fried, especially eventually, to have maybe some tracking cameras. So like cameras that are on tracks so that you can get these kind of uniform, perfect wide shots of the cast. It'd be cool to have that for Dank D&D as well. So like all the like we're about to make a giant purchase that is going to like up our audio game immensely, and it's going to make our audio setup portable so that we can take our good audio from one set to the next to the next. So we're getting a cabinet and all the racks and stuff for that. So that'll be happening relatively soon. And then after that, it really is just all video stuff that we need. Back-end software stuff. Probably need a new streaming computer. So when is Cinema for Cynics going to be back? I really enjoy it. I don't know, man. That's just the honest answer. I know that I will do content on that channel in the future. Just as regards to when, there are so many irons in the fire right now that that's a back burner project. So stay tuned. You'll get more. I don't know when. I was feeling you'll do something after you see Endgame. I think you'll enjoy it. Cool. DFF will only be acceptable once all three of you come out dressed like a 1959 rock and roll band. Suits and bow ties. Yeesh. The weekend crew is always a mixed bag on Highdeologies. That's why I'll often like skip Saturday and Sunday. Not to shit on you, but you guys suck today. And yeah, I mean that's pretty typical of a weekend. It's like the few lost souls that drift to me on the weekends are your signals are fainter than the average Highdeology, if you get my drift. There's more noise, more feedback, more shittiness. What do you wish you were talking about? Well, see, that's the whole thing, man. Is like a conversation isn't about sometimes it is. I mean, sometimes you want to sit and have a conversation about a particular topic. But like a free-flowing conversation just happens. I don't really wish to be talking about anything right now. If I had something that was like incredibly, like weighing on my mind heavily, then I'd be talking about it already. I don't. I mean, I guess I can throw out some topics. I guess. Would you accept your fans bringing tech equipment for your shows to a future meetup? I mean, look, dude. If you want to buy us some tech equipment and bring it to a meetup, I don't think we're gonna say no to it. But that's not why we do meetups. So maybe just bring yourself, yeah. Don't worry, Paul. I'm here now, so the good question are here. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. Fun fact number 243. The Joker is afraid of the IRS. Well, he should be. I would imagine that the Joker doesn't file a whole lot of tax returns, you know? So, do you play any instruments? No. Not with any kind of proficiency. I played the trumpet and the flugelhorn in middle school, and I tinkled around on the piano in grade school, and I can play the riff to "Wish You Were Here" on a guitar. Dong 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 dong. That's it. That's the extent of my musical talent. The fuck even is a flugelhorn? It's basically a trumpet. It's a slightly larger trumpet. It has a slightly different, deeper kind of tone to it than a typical cornet or trumpet does. But if you listen to somebody playing a flugelhorn, you would probably think that they were playing a trumpet. It's just it's an instrument that my dad played, and so he had one, and because it was so much like a trumpet, I was able to play it as a trumpet in the band or whatever the fuck. Yeah, my dad is actually a pretty accomplished jazz trumpet player. It's a shame that he stopped playing for as long as he did. I don't know if he's picked it back up maybe in his older age, but when I was a kid, he had a lot of talent. Cameo's Word Up. Is that the old "Tell me what's the word up"? There's an old song I remember named "Word Up." Do you have a medium for creative expression that you use regularly? Yeah. Theater arts in particular, the one I use the most is improvisational theater. So it's one of my favorite things to do, and it is my main outlet for creative expression. It's because you secretly broke the trumpet. Yeah, I think that's why I had to play the flugelhorn, is because when he let me take the trumpet, his prized trumpet, to school with him, it came back with a dent in it. So that's why I got the flugelhorn. Salt peanuts, salt peanuts. Salt peanuts, salt peanuts. I love when you break into improv, even just little snippets on DFF and your funny voices and imagined scenarios. I have a lot of fun doing that. Don't accent the nut. If given the opportunity to see an alternate timeline, what currently existing technology would you want humanity to discover earlier? I don't care. I gotta be honest. I just rifled through my brain and tried to think of a technology that I would switch around in the fucking timeline, I don't think it would have made a hill of beans, Coolman. Not a hill of beans. Yeah, dude, the A-bomb. I wish we could give cavemen the A-bomb. Oh, man. Can you imagine, dude? Can you imagine just giving every caveman tribe its own A-bomb? The first one would be set off immediately, probably accidentally. And all of them would be blown up eventually. Guaranteed. That's would be kind of fun. Giving the cavemen A-bombs. There once was a man named Paul who was the best streamer of all. So I sat on a bench trying to get a wrench from a man as round as a ball. That's so nice, Morgan. Thank you. It was not a bad limerick. It wasn't perfect, but it wasn't like 99% of the garbage that gets thrown out here. Give her a wrench, give her a wrench. That's not how it works, man. Wrenching happens when it happens. See, if I give her a wrench, then everybody's going to be writing a poem about how much they want to get a wrench and expecting a wrench for it. I can't give her a wrench for that. You don't understand the politics of the wrench. How do we go about trying to convince someone that Islam is not a peaceful religion? Why are you trying to convince people? You got other better things to do with your life? Huh? Go find something. Go get a hobby. Go build model airplanes. Yeah? Are you going to talk about Columbo? What about him? What about Columbo? What about Columbo's old ass? You want to tidy my hair? In what way? I'll fix it for you. What do you want to do? What do you want me to do with it? Is it this over here that's bugging you? You want me to smooth it down a little bit for you? I'll you know, I'm receptive to people's problems. You know, I'll try and make it better. But there's only a limited amount that I can do with this hair. There's only a limited amount that I'm capable of doing. Mohawk and mutton chops, yeah, that would be pretty dope. If I just like shaved everything but this, you know, and had just like a fat mohawk, and then just like shaved all of this off and just had like big burly chops. I don't know. As a 24-year-old guy with no money is chasing acting career a foolish dream. There's no such thing as a foolish dream. Because let me tell you what, man. There's nothing in the world worse than being stuck in a rut. So you got a dream, you better chase it. Now, that doesn't mean that you might be able to go balls out, because you might end up in the poorhouse that way. But if you love what you do, then you work a shit job and you do it when you can. And you try and find an angle on it. You work on it. You get better at it. You market yourself better with it. So yeah, dude, go for it. Don't ever set a dream. I did that, dude. When I was 18, coming out of high school, my dream was to be a stage actor. I wanted to just, you know, not a fucking huge living, just a dude that, you know, joined a theater company, like a traveling theater company or something, and did shows all over the fucking place and constantly had these cycling roles and stuff. That was my dream. I put that shit on a shelf and I worked, you know, a normal fucking job and just forgot about that shit for about 20 years of my life. And let me tell you, dude, silly decision. A lot of people just dream to be stuck in a pleasant rut where doubts don't nag at them anymore. Yeah. I guess that's fine. That's what people want to do. What we got here? I always like 8mm, so let's go with that. Get out of here with your, like, people like that anime Berserk. I gotta tell you, dude, you people are like one notch below fucking, oh my God, what's that other one that's Naruto fans? Like, amongst the weeaboo clique, the Berserk people, you guys are like the fucking, Oh my god, dude. You're like the death grips of weeaboos. Like, you guys gotta stop, man. It's time to stop. Berserk, berserk, berserk. Everything's a berserk reference. I gotta read the manga. I gotta watch the new one. I gotta watch the old one. Just like every time anime comes up, there's a berserk guy in there, and I just want to punch him. I just want to slap him in this stupid face. No, it's okay. Don't worry about it. What happens when you make your primary audience neckbeards? I know, but see, I'm trying to grow as people together. I'm not saying I'm all perfect or anything, but trying to provide these neckbeards with something else, man. Something else to do. We're losing too many good minds to anime infatuation and shit. There's nothing wrong with being into it. There's nothing wrong to liking it a lot. But like, if you're just constantly like the only thing you can talk about is Berserk, you got problems, man. Do you think that the premise of the Big Bang Theory is blackface for nerds? Yes. Yes. I think that's exactly what it is. No joke. I think that's exactly what it is. I think whoever came up with that nailed it. If you had to reverse the roles of the protagonist and antagonist in a film, which movie would be the cringiest if reversed? The cringiest? Hackers. I'm fairly confident that's the correct answer. Yeah, if you took the dorky villain from Hackers and made him the hero, man, cringe fest a palooza. And like, Hackers the right way around, as it exists, is already cringy. So that has to be the right answer. Dinoaur, you on patrol, buddy? I want to show everybody you. I want to show everybody you. You got a cute haircut. Look at his haircut. Isn't he handsome? And he's got a bandana. Isn't he handsome? What a gent. What a gent. Look at his tail. His tail's still floofy. What a guy. What a good boy. Does he know shake? Yeah, he kind of does. Watch. Come here. Come over here. Come on. Come around here. Come on. Go over here. Sit. Sit, sit, sit. Can you shake? No, no, no. I didn't say jump up. Hold on. You sit. Okay. Can you shake? No, no, no. You sit. Get back over there. Get back over there. Sit. Okay. Shake. Good boy. Good boy. Can you lay down? Hold on. Can you lay down? Can you lay down? Oh, no. I don't want to shake again. Get back. Get back. Get back. Sit. Sit your booty. Sit. Lay down. Okay, he doesn't want to lay down. Do you want to spin? Can you spin? Let's see. Come here. You ready? Get up. Spin it. Spin it. Spin it one more time. Spin it one more time. All right. Bark. Speak. Speak. All right. There you go. There you go. You did good. You did a good job. You're a smart boy. I'm a smart boy. What a a guy. What a guy. That's our Dinoaur. That's our Dinoaur. He's not super well trained, but he knows his tricks. He's smart enough to know his tricks, you know. He just does them kind of when he wants to. He's real good at spin. He loves doing the spin. He'll always do that no matter what. He's not so great at lay down. He's not so great at be quiet. He's not so great at like come or stay. You know, all of those are tough for him. But he's okay. He's got the shake okay. He's got sit pretty good. You know. Does he try and smell you after you've toked? He tries to smell me all the time. What do I look like, Denzel Washington? Dude, I don't know. But I've heard that my whole life, dude. Just like Denzel. I'm very drunk. You miss your ex. Don't do it. Don't do it, buddy. I know what you're thinking. Drunk dialing, dude. Drunk dialing is always a bad idea. Always. Don't we all? What? Miss our exes? I don't. Sorry, does that make me a bastard or whatever? I don't. I hope they're doing fine, but beyond that, I'm happy to not be around them anymore. You think your dog could learn to say words? My grandmother's dog could do that. Whoa. Can you speak, Dinoaur? Can you say language? Can you say, I love you? No. Can you say, yes? Can you say, no? You're just staring at me. Dinoaur plays the ass whistle. I miss one of my exes. Not all breakups are bad or even wanted. Sometimes it's just practical. Sure. Like, I don't really think, like, all of my breakups were technically all that bad. I still don't miss my exes. Isn't that weird? John Benet Ramsey. Wow, what a name. All my exes live in Texas. Texas is the place I dearly love to be. Uh-oh, uh-oh. I better fix this. Better fix this before it becomes a problem. Okay, there we go. Fine. Hope Dinoaur learns to say your name. That'd be cool. You say Paul? Dinoaur, can you say Paul? Just stares at me vacant-eyed. He's got nothing to say. Got nothing to say for himself. I need more liquid. I'll be right back. Come on, buddy. Howdy, sir. The more I listen, the more cynical I get. Good. That's the point. Do you think Detroit and other cities in similar situations have a possibility of turning around, or are they just screwed? Not under the current system, they don't. I mean, those types of areas may yet be like reclaimed and repurposed and rebuilt and remade, but not under the current system. There's just no way. There's no facility for it. There's no like federal authority that steps in when a city gets so impoverished that it's just rotting. That just there's really no way that that'll ever exist under the current governmental paradigm. So let's let's say that like a total shift in politics happened, a move towards a resource-based economy, or a move towards socialism or something like that, that fundamentally changed how the government funds things. Then yeah, I could see Detroit becoming a vibrant place again. But not without some significant investment, which isn't going to come. How are you not a Marxist yet? I mean, there are probably some positions that I hold that people would think are Marxist, but I just don't find much use for the label, honestly. I don't think that Marxism is the answer. I think that it may hold part of the answer. I think that we might be able to take something from Marxist thought, but I don't think that a pure Marxist government could even exist. There are so many towns and cities where the booming job markets are sent overseas. They're like the open wounds of the faults of capitalism. Well, yeah. I mean, you don't even know, man. Well, maybe you do, but some of those cities are just absolutely shameful. I've been to some places in this country, and when I say I've been to them, most of them I've just been through them. And I saw so many of them on my drive. I took this long road trip from Ohio. It was the first time I'd gone up to be on the show on DP. And I was staying in Ohio for about a month and a half, almost 2 months. And then I rented a car to drive back to Texas to try and, I don't know, I think we were just trying to save money at that point. And driving from Ohio to Texas, we passed through so many little shit towns where you could tell there used to be commerce, there used to be industry, there used to be a lumber industry or a manufacturing industry or a textile industry or a metalworking industry or a glass industry or something. Just like all of these little places with these old rust bucket factories at the heart of them. And you just drive through them. And there's still like a few desperate people clinging to the corpse, but they're like those lamprey things at the bottom of the ocean that clean up a whale, you know what I mean? They eventually eat themselves out of a home. Those weird, like, rasping suckerfish things that eat all the dead things that float to the bottom. I mean, that's the sad truth of it. I grew up around a lot of that, you know. Luckily, the area that I grew up in, the main industry was agriculture, and people still have to eat. But if you're talking about like goods and services, you're talking about making things. The towns that sprung up around that type of industry, these little towns that sprung up around like a Firestone plant or like a glass plant or, you know, a beer bottler or some little specialty thing that can be done for pennies on the dollar in Mexico or China. Like all of those things are just done now. Yeah, and all the cities that sprung up around those things are gone. Nothing left in them but people. ZZ Top's long lost brother. I wish I'd be rich. Have you ever seen anything of Doctor Who? No, and I wouldn't. I'm not interested at all. Should I message her? Dude, no. But you're gonna anyway. Should I just peruse just sex first or pursue a relationship first? Do you think that there's like a perfect like path through life and that I could tell you which, you know, like you're at a fork right now and I could tell you which one to go down? Yeah, I think the reason why you haven't asked that question is because you worry too much, bro. Just got here. Did Dinoaur get a dog? Also, have you seen the new nature documentary on Netflix? I have not seen it yet, but TJ and Scotty have both watched it, and they recommended it to me. It's one of those things I'll probably watch. One of those things I'll probably watch when I feel like I can handle being fucking horribly depressed for a while. Do you enjoy buying your clothes and matching your outfits? No. What's it called? I think it's like Planet Earth 2 or something, right? If I'm not mistaken. Nothing like a nature documentary to remind you that life is self-destructive cancer. I guess. I just know that like this one in particular is supposedly about like how, you know, the bottom is falling out of the ecosystem and all of that. And I know that already. I'm already depressed enough about that, so I'm not saying I won't watch it. I'm just saying when when I feel like I'm up to that shit and I've got time. It's very depressing. They start out every segment with something beautiful, then they tell us it's our fault it's dying. Yeah. Yeah, that sounds about what I expected it to be. Sounds about right. Whatever, man. Let's see. I don't even think it has anything to do with the world, you know, like pollution or global warming or whatever you want to call it. But whenever I think about people wringing their hands about the environment or not caring about it, I think about this this song by Say Anything, this band that I like, called I think it's called Fed to Death. It's very quick. It says, there was a man from Allentown who fed his son to death. He calmly watched him gorge himself until his final breath. And there he stood, surprised and shocked above his tiny frame. He said, I bear no blame for this, I only shared his name. Yeah. I don't know why that always made me think of humans and the environment. Yeah, dude, I buy cage-free eggs and grass-fed beef and shit, you know. I'm doing my part. I like that. I like that little stanza of poetry. Nickelodeon was the only TV channel that cared about global warming, and it was ahead of its time with a movement called Big Help in the night. Oh yeah, dude, I remember Nickelodeon. See, that's the thing though, is I remember there being these like environmentally conscious commercials and movements and TV shows and stuff in the 80s. And they were almost certainly there in the 70s too. This whole like, hey guys, everything's gonna collapse if we don't do something movement has been around for a while. You know, and nobody's done anything, so it's too late now. Yeah. I mean, maybe if, and it would have taken more than just the United States. I mean, if the United States had done it, it might have been able to slow things down, or maybe that would have radiated out into the world at large. But I really think the 90s were our last chance saloon, you know. It was our last chance to like, at least as a country, to go like, all right, moving towards renewable energy, moving away from, you know, non-renewable plastics and shit like that. If we'd have like, it would have required everybody to be on the same fucking page in the 90s, which when has that ever happened? But if it had happened, I think we might have been able to do something about it. But at this point, we're all just, you know, and none of us are really going to have to reap the whirlwind on it either. That's the best part about it. You know, we're that one or two generations right before it all happens that knows that they're screwed, but has to figure out a way to keep going through, you know. Some of us do it by ignoring it or finding reasons why we think it's not happening. Some of us do it by talking about it, you know, like me. Or trying to do their part and leave a smaller footprint. But ultimately, you know, we don't even get to see the worst. Yeah, dude, the sad Indian commercials. That dude wasn't even an Indian. That dude was like I think he was like an Italian guy or something. But yeah, dude, I legitimately watched TV when they were, because they showed that. They showed that crying Indian commercial well into the 80s. I remember seeing it like in the midday, like if my mom was home and watching a soap opera or something, it would always come on during those. And then there'd be a Sally Fields commercial where she was begging you to adopt a starving African child. Those happen a lot too in the 80s. Yeah, there seemed to be an awareness that things were going awry in the 80s, although I'm not going to claim to, you know, remember that there was a huge movement. I do know that there was a lot of money being spent, a lot of commercials being made, a lot of state and local initiatives to clean up garbage-ridden areas and stuff. So there seemed to be an awareness that pollution and environmental degradation was happening, but I don't think anybody was really saying like red alert, things are so bad that, you know, it might wipe out life on the planet as we know it until the 90s. That's when I also came of age in the 90s, so it's like I'm gonna have better memories of that. Many people being on the same page with any ecological issue is never going to happen as long as there exists spoiled and sheltered wealthy people. That's not even it, dude. It's not even just wealthy people, though. Like, you're trying to lay environmental disaster at the feet of wealthy people. I agree, they share their part, but we're all throwing in on that. You know, we all signed the check. So I really think that looking for people to blame right now just ain't it, man. I mean, you can do that if you want, but at this point, I think we need to be talking about, like, how do we ease our decline? Like, how do we make this decline less of a drop and more of just a slow glide into oblivion? You know what I mean? I think that's about the best conversation that we can have right now. We don't have to stop making plastic. That would be stupid. What we have to do is, well, I guess you're right. Maybe we have to stop making it and just start reusing it. There's enough of it now on the planet in reusable form that we could just have it for the things we need it for and stop throwing it in the ocean. But yeah, man. I think that movies like The Day After Tomorrow actually make it worse for climate change activism as they're in stark contrast to reality, which makes the deniers think that it's not happening. Right. Right. So you've got these movies about the environmental collapse where this giant, 30-story wave crashes onto Manhattan and, that's what people think. Like, they think, oh, that's what environmental collapse looks like. And that ain't happened yet, so these people are just stupid. They've been saying that for 20 years now. There's going to be some giant tidal wave come wash away Manhattan or whatever, and it ain't happened yet, so blah, 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 blah. And it's like, man, that's just the wrong... I mean, I don't blame the movie people. They're just trying to make a fun movie, but you're right. Those types of movies, when they try and tie themselves in with, like, an ecological message... then people look at it and they're waiting for that giant tornado to come or whatever, and it just doesn't come, and they go, okay, well, that was just bullshit. But it's like, it's the hundreds and hundreds of species that are disappearing every fucking week. It's the rising temperature of the oceans, the rising acidity level of the oceans. It's the hottest year on record being the last 10 years, and every year we break it. That's, those are the types of things that we need to, like, it's like Iceland becoming not Iceland anymore. The largest, we covered that on Flash Fried a few days ago. Iceland, which has the largest frozen reservoir of fresh water on the planet, has lost like 50% of that water. And it's going to be gone in another 20 years or so. It was Greenland. Well, whatever. Same difference. Frozen ass place. That's pretty soon not going to be frozen. The thing that, for me, I'd say it was probably like the early 2000s when I first heard somebody say that we were living in a sixth mass extinction event. And that went all over me. I was like, what? Because I had some, layman's cursory knowledge of, the extinction events that had happened in the past where, 99+% of life was just gone. And it was like, I think the early 2000s, or 2002, 3 or something, on the internet somewhere. I ran across some talk from some dude saying, like, we're currently living in the midst of a sixth global extinction event. And started giving the numbers. Started talking about how many species are disappearing every year. Started talking about how much habitable land for those species is disappearing every year. What percentage of the forests are being chopped down. Blah, 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 blah. It's fucking unreal. And that's been going on now for almost 20 years. And people still don't know it. because you can look at the historical period that constituted an extinction event in our past, and you can read a paragraph about it. And so it almost seems like everything just died, you know? That's the way the human brain works. If you can read a paragraph about it, it must mean that, well, everything on the planet just up and died. It's like, no, it took like 1,000,000 years for it to happen. It happened slowly and painfully. What is you doing to stop climate change, bruh? Nothing. Just like the rest of, there's nothing we can do, man. Dude, there was a point in time where humanity could have leaned its shoulder against that boulder and pushed it back up the hill, but now it's got too much fucking momentum. It's too late. So nothing. I ain't doing nothing. Dear Paul, round as a ball and full of cholesterol. Dear Paul, doing a podcast, anger spewing from his maw. Dear Paul. Wow. That was the worst poem anybody has ever written about me. Thank you. I appreciate that, my friend. Oof. 2030 is going to be an interesting year once we pass the final event horizon. Not to say that it's not too late already. I mean, I don't even really think that. I mean, there are multiple event horizons that we're talking about. I mean, one of them is peak oil, right? Which supposedly happened, what, like in 2010 or something? So, I mean, they're just. That's the messed up thing about being a human being and being alive right now. Is that we're all walking on a tightrope over just a giant chasm, and every which way is a wind that's blowing, trying to blow us off of it. You know what I mean? Not an enviable position to be in. Certainly an interesting time to live in, though, because rather than like focusing itself on the very real problems at hand, humanity seems to be going slowly insane. I mean, not that it's been an incredibly sane species for most of its time here, but it's like we just seem to be going crazy. More and more isolated from one another, despite the fact that we feel like we're more connected. That's the weirdest part to me, is that, and maybe this is just me getting older and rambling or whatever, but when I was a kid, I felt like way more connection with the people that I lived near, and the people, like neighbors and friends and family and all that. Like, that seemed to be real important when I was a kid. And now that we have all these tools to stay in touch, I feel more out of touch than ever. I have more ways of contacting more people on the face of the planet than any human being has ever had in the history of humanity. And I feel surprisingly alone. And I think most people do too. What's replaced like face-to-face human interaction and conversation is social media, which is this giant criticism gallery. Think about like having a conversation with a friend about some topic, but instead of it just being the two of you, there's now 90 million people circling around you, picking apart every little thing you say and trying to falsify your argument before it even comes out of your mouth, and giving you advice about shit you didn't ask for it. You know what I mean? Holy shit. Like, social media really is a dystopian nightmare when you think about it, man. Like, it is just crazy that we've allowed that to supplant sitting down and having a one-on-one conversation with a person. Yeesh. How crazy of us. the Netflix effect, access to so much, and you don't end up picking anything. Just apply that concept to the current. I mean, that concept is applicable to so many different things, though. That like too much choice complex. You know what I mean? And it really is one of the failings of capitalism, if you'll allow me to devolve into one of these talks again. The endless repetition of products that are just alike is a waste of resources and a waste of human ingenuity. You have a bunch of people with bright minds that know how to build a wrench, and you have them all working for different companies that build the exact same wrench, so that you can go to the store and go, do I want the wrench or the wrench? What a profound waste. What an absolutely profound waste of like human talent, human ingenuity, and not to mention resources, because think about all the separate factories that every one of these companies has to have to make these wrenches. Think about all the separate packaging that has to be made. It's just a profound waste. And what it ends up with is humanity, a human populace that basically has like, I don't know, like a constant anxiety disorder, because when they go to the store to get cereal, they don't just grab cereal. They've got like an entire aisle of 18,000 different cereals. Then you sit down to watch a movie, like somebody said earlier, the Netflix effect, flipping through. I've probably sat there for an hour before and just bloop, 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 bloop. It's like every movie in the fucking world is there. It's too much. It's too much, man. Like, capitalism has finally reached the level to when it's like it's killing itself. It's no longer growing. It's just stifling itself. Endless redundancy. Yeesh. Once again, what a great time to be alive, man. What an interesting time to be here. Sent you a very important super chat I think you should take a look at. Oh my god, dude. If this is stupid, I'm banning you. People have started to collect rare exotic fruit trees and make food farms in them. For many species, those farms are their final footholds. Yeah. I mean, wait till the rush for that starts to happen. When we realize that oranges are no longer going to grow anywhere, and the mad rush for people to preserve that species of plant. Jesus. Me and a friend used to go out every night just to talk. He moved away, and we talk more than ever using phones, but the friendship feels less now. Kind of sad, yeah. Well, I mean, that's another thing, too. And, this is just true, at least in my opinion, or my experience, that distance creates distance. That's why I always raise my eyebrow when somebody tells me they're engaged in like a long distance relationship, because man, that shit just don't work. And you can be best of buds with somebody, but I'm telling you, you live on opposite sides of the country for a couple of years, and there's a good chance that you're not as close as you once were. And that's another thing that, like, so if a lot of people would probably nod their heads and go, yeah, man, I've experienced that. I know what you mean, exactly. Then apply that to the way that we talk to one another now. Social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all this shit, right? If distance creates distance, then doesn't that mean that we don't have meaningful connections with people anymore? Uh-oh. Nobody seems to be worried about that, though. Or at least very few people do. I'm not going to say nobody. That's not the case for me. My best friend is far as fuck, and we talk every day. Sure. Has this awful synergy with the American practice of working yourself to death, pretending to love your job, abandoning all other aspects of your life but work. Oh, yeah. You know, and to be honest with you, that's not new. But there is something new about the American work yourself to death mentality, which is that we're less connected with one another now. See, there used to be kind of a family and friends and neighbor framework that held all of that together. And that's tenuous now. And some people have it, some people don't, but that as a rule no longer exists. What we have is this like fake network of fake online friends. People that, while they might like us, you know what I mean, would also very, very simply stab us in the back because there's that disconnection. There's that knowledge that that person can't come to your door and knock on it. That person can't show up in your town or show up at your work. You know, you've got that element of separation from all of your friends. And so there's really no impetus to be loyal to them anymore. Not in a two-way way, you know? And so what it's just created this kind of weird, socially inept competition to see who can be the funniest. That really, like, if I had to boil it down to its simplest form, that's what I think social media is. A weird, socially detached, socially inept, like, open mic night at a comedy club. Ugh. I know what you mean when it comes to general disbelief in climate change. South Park is another example. Back in the day, they used to constantly ridicule environmentalists. Oh, of course. People have always gone down that road. Like, people have always sought to, like... I mean, it's still happening. It's still happening, dude. I mean, it may not be as mainstream. I think slowly but surely people are starting to wake up. And I'm telling you, dude, not a single substantive thing will happen on climate change until it's so bad that, like, the grocery stores are closing down. Like, when it actually hits home for every man, woman, and child in this country, that's when there'll be this cry of, like, why aren't you doing something? It's 30 years too late, 40 years too late by that point. And then it's war over the scraps that are left. You got it, dude. Oh, man. The resource wars of the coming future are going to be horrifying. Because think about it, dude. I want you to just... And it doesn't take a fucking political scientist to sit and think about this. So we've got these rapidly shrinking reserves of resources that the entire world depends on, right? Oil being one of the main ones. Let's say that Russia all of a sudden just taps out on its reserves. It can no longer, can't make enough oil for itself, and its trading partners have all started to hoard oil for themselves, so they're not selling as much, and Russia's having to shut down factories and shit. What do you think they're gonna do? Quietly just die as a society and go like, well, I guess we will just slowly but surely collapse until the last drop of gasoline is burnt, and then waste away into the annals of history. We tried, Russia. We tried. Nope. Same thing goes for us. It's gonna happen. It's going to happen when our demand outstrips our ability to create it. You think we're just going to slowly but surely go like, well, Let's all wrap ourselves in the stars and stripes and crawl in a hole. Pull some dirt over us. It was a good try, America, but we just ran out of gas. Best of luck. Hey, you might want to hold on to that gasoline. I'm just letting you know. When it gets real low, your whole society dies. Just a little advice. Gotta go, guys. Sorry. America out. Yeah, they're gonna go take it. You better believe your fucking ass they're gonna go take it. Until every drop of it is gone. And until every place that could produce it is a smoldering ruin. And until every city that once relied on it is just a gassed out heap of zombified human beings, that's when they'll stop. That's when they'll stop. Can you... No, I'm not calling anybody a shill for $2. Thanks, though. Haven't seen Endgame. Especially since these oil companies have huge political power. Huge political power doesn't begin to, like, cover it. It's not like they're just influential. They're basically the government. They pay no taxes. They lobby the government with that money that they save from paying no taxes. You know, that's how they pay their tax. That's why they pay no taxes. You ever think about that? You ever think about why these companies pay no taxes, but the government seems okay with it? Because they are paying taxes in the form of kickbacks. They pay their taxes directly. Let's put it that way. To the people that vote for the bills that make them richer. So, you know, if you want to salute something in this country, that flag was probably the best thing for you to choose to salute in the past, but nowadays you're just a hypocrite if you salute that flag. Go find an Exxon Mobil and salute that. Go find your nearest Exxon Mobil gas station with the big old signs that they can see from the fucking freeway and go salute that. Put your hand on your heart and stand outside the Shell station and salute that. Because that's what's running you. That's what owns you. That's what decides what kind of fucking health care you get. That's what decides what kind of education your children get. That's what decides when you go to war, when your soldiers die. Start saluting the dad. You know, stop saluting where dad works and start saluting dad himself. What is it that keeps you going, knowing how fucked we are? For me, playing music keeps me going. What keeps me going? Some biological process that just refuses to stop. I don't know what keeps me going. I'm here for as long as I'm here, man. I got no driving force in my life. I got no brass ring I can hold on to through this fucking shit. I'm here till I'm not. I'll call it like I see it till then, and then happens after that is I won't be around to give a fuck. I mean, you know, certainly there's like a grain of idealism in me. I really like arguing about it. I really like being one of the few people trying to raise awareness about it, if just by talking about it. I like sparking those conversations in people. But all of that is just, you know, kind of a pastime. So I guess maybe that's your answer. Provoking people. That's what gets me through. You hear loud and unfamiliar booming noise in the distance. Do you ever wonder if the bombs have finally flown? No. Dude, if that actually happens, there'll be sirens blaring. There'll be crazy shit. You'll know. Trust me. Your phone's going to be going off the chain because they control that now too, by the way. Your phone will just become like a government update thing telling you which missiles are heading where. And yeah. Do I like guacamole? I don't know, dude. Maybe. There once was a barbarian named Paul, already a problem. His chode was mighty but small. His phalanx of fat stopped a Roman attack and made him a hero of Gaul. Just starts with bad, bad meter, dude. Guacamole. I'll take a chinchilla. It'll get an alert like the fake one. Whatever. Wish people would just stop the stigma and start supporting nuclear power. Long term, it's safer, near zero greenhouse gas emissions. Far less death associates with its use. Would help us long term. Never gonna happen, dude. Well, I mean, I won't say never. It'll happen, but it'll be too late. Like, we'll turn to nuclear power when we have to, not before we have to, and start creating that different kind of economy. It'll be like, oh shit, we better start building nuclear reactors, because and by then it's too late. Nuclear power is a bad idea, see? Even now, dude. Even now, with the signs of like ecological collapse surrounding him, with the knowledge that we're sitting on an ever-dwindling supply of fossil fuels on which our entire economy is based, there's still a dude going, nuclear power is a bad idea. That's why humanity's doomed. That's your boy right there. That's your boy. That's your boy, dude. Stone boy. I'm 18 and still a virgin. Is it really something to celebrate about what? When you actually use it? No. 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 It's nowhere near what people make it out to be. When you lose it, you'll be like, oh, okay. That was that. That's the thing. I did that. All right, cool. Paul's ego should get up and go. The stuff he eats makes him slow. Fast food may be nice, but he's rolling dice because his heart's getting ready to blow. Damn. That was a dark one. Had some meter problems, but otherwise was pretty good. You notice every time you guys post one of these, I say the same thing. It has meter problems. If you really want to get good at this, go on to the internet. You know that infinite source of all knowledge that human beings have ever had in the history of humanity? Go to the great Google and type in limerick meter, and you will learn exactly what I'm talking about. And I won't have to say the same stupid crap every time one of you empty-headed buffoons tries but fails like a stupid forest ape to create a human fucking poem. No, I didn't read it wrong. You're just a retard. Starving children dance in the street with some horrible music. Stone boy. Yep, it's true. I remember having to write poetry in school. It was so bad. Lol. Well, at least you know it, though. At least you're not out here trying to be a limerick master but having no idea what rhyme and measure and meter are. There once was a vlogger named Paul with a set of quite pendulous balls. When he wanted them boiled in scorching hot oil, he'd give his pal TJ a call. That's pretty good. That actually, so I can't say that the meter was bad. I think that the subject matter is a little tad bit uninspired, a tad, which is why you're not getting wrenched for it. But otherwise good. Yeah, it flowed well. Yeah. See, no meter criticism there. So if you want, write that one down and just make every one you try on me match the meter of that one, and it'll be good. George Costanza, you suck. You suck, George. I've banned you more times than I can count. I'll do it again someday. Oh yeah? Oh yeah, George? Want to take that back, George? I think you do want to take that back, George. Became a DFF patron this week, and it's totally removed any stress of finals. Good, dude. I'm glad. Do you ever do poetry? No, I don't really write poetry, but I like performance poetry. I've never really done it, but I could and would. A little bit of slam poems. Art is pretentious in general. Beethoven's Ninth Century was hated on at the time of its release, and now it's considered, yeah, whatever. I hate talking about art with people because it just like, I feel like art dies a little bit every time two people discuss what it is and isn't. I feel like that's how art dies. Is when two idiot monkeys get together and try and bang their stupid thick skulls together and come up with an agreement on what is and isn't art. DFF MF Doom. I'm just gonna listen to the birds for a minute. You people have well and truly pissed me off now. I know that's the goal of each one of these, is to take the salt meter to the top, but man. I'm gonna enjoy a little scenery. Dude, I feel remarkably calm now. Where before I was feeling this like accelerating and growing ball of angst at the pit of my soul that was about to spill out in the form of just a rash of bands and salt. I took like 15, 20 seconds to look at nature, watch some birds and to listen to them. Look at the trees. And I'm better. Do you meditate often? Not as often as I probably, well, there is no should in meditation, so never mind. I'll stop with the self-criticism. Yes, I do meditate. Probably not often. Proof we need to go back to nature. Dude, I'm telling you, man. Do you think that like, I don't even know how to ask that question. Never mind. I'm gonna scrap that question. Do you think that, like, okay, I'm gonna try it. Do you think that your genetics might influence the type of environment that you feel like drawn to? You know what I mean? Does that make sense? So, like, where most of your ancestors came from and thrived and worked is what you find yourself drawn to the most in terms of like environment, setting, or whatever. So, you know, if your ancestors were, lived near in a heavily forested area, then you're probably a person that is drawn to that. And if your ancestors lived in the coastal area, then you're probably drawn to that. Because I'm telling you, dude, the coast for me, there's something special about it. Like when I'm at the coast, it's why like it blows my mind how close to the coast that I live. Like I'm, right near the coast here, but it doesn't feel like it. But like when I'm actually visibly on the I'm just a different person. I'm calm, cool. For a second, I thought you were gonna say some JF shit. No. I love the forest. Best feeling is to get high and walk through trails in nature. Oh. Hey, Paul, I'm the Yeezys guy for real. I hooked the whole podcast up. I watched Nostalgic, and it means a bunch to me. All right, dude. I mean, I don't know, dude. I feel... All right, well, I'll hit you up on the Twitter DM or whatever. We'll see what we can do. I could never do that. I get too paranoid that I'll get lost. Oh. My previous generations worked in the countryside. I find myself enjoying that area most. I despise being in the city. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not really a countryside person, although I do like being there. I grew up in a very country area, so I guess I feel kind of at home in that, but I don't mind being in the city. I guess that's where we differ. I'm perfectly fine in the city. You think you would enjoy wide open spaces like the steppe or the desert? I did actually enjoy being in the desert. My favorite desert that I've ever spent any time in is like the high desert, the like Tehachapi Desert in California. It's kind of up and behind Los Angeles. And but yeah, I don't know. I've never been in a climate that I didn't find some kind of solace in or whatever. I've been to beautiful places in the desert and had great experiences there. It's just like the ocean is just something else to me. There's something like fully spiritual about the ocean, I guess. For lack of a better word. I'm not even a spiritual person, but I don't have any other way to put it. I don't know how else to say it. The Mojave. Yeah, the Mojave Desert is I've driven across it so many times. I couldn't even tell you, dude. And yeah, the Mojave is really pretty. The painted desert is really pretty. Fucking Death Valley is beautiful. Like I've driven through like that part of the desert, like the hottest area in North America or whatever the fuck. And it's hotter than shit, but it's beautiful out there. DFF desserts. I don't want any more limericks. Stop with the limerick. I'm not even gonna read any more fucking limericks. You guys have burned me out on limericks because they, like, and here it is. Like, if they were all good, I wouldn't mind it. But I feel like I commit to so many of these limericks and they're all just dog doo doo. So I'm just done. Just done. The limerick off is canceled. Now limericks are how you get yourself banned. Are you guys happy? Something that I used to enjoy, I now just don't even want to even see somebody attempt. Every last one of these since I've did a little bit of limericking on one stream has been like 98% dog doo-doo limericks, dude. Dog doo-doo. I used to like limericks, now I don't. Now I hate them. Thank you. You guys ruined limericks for me. Ruined it. It's over. Dude, chill out, bro. The fuck, man? Oh my god. Roses are red, violets are blue, pee pee poo poo. Oh my god, no. That's it. I'm gonna be Mushroom Paul for the rest of the stream. I'm done. I'm retreating to my fungal form. It's Mushroom Paul for the rest of the stream, so I don't have to look at that. Doo-doo. Favorite poem? I have trouble with favorites, dude. I don't know. Retreat to your fungal form. It helps. All right, I'm done with that. That's just annoying. Ugh, having all that hair in your face. I don't know how people do that, man. Too much. Too much hair in the face. Bum, bada, bum, 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 bum. Dude, I got a problem with the long... Let me tell you what a problem that I've had with the longer hair is, okay? So I'm at a level of hair now where I can't really... I guess I could do some kind of like a fruity ponytail up here if I wanted. But I really don't want to do that. And so what ends up happening is I run my hands through my hair to fix it all day. And the greasy, oily hand crap ends up in my hair, and my hair ends up all stringy and greasy by the end of the day. So I don't know what to do. Like, I feel like maybe I should get one of those things my sisters used to wear back in the day. The headbands. I need something. I need help. What's the best pizza? Free pizza. Do you ever use hair oil? No, I don't need to because my hair is already prone to being super oily. So you'd use hairspray or some kind of product. I guess I'd probably have to, huh? I get some like gel. So like when I was a kid, having like the spiked up hair and shit, that was all, like everybody had that. So I used to use gel and mousse. What's the shit you use now? Like, what are you supposed to use? I'd look cool with a bandana. Okay, maybe I'll get a bandana. Yeah, that's a good point. That is actually a really good point. The bandana has given me an idea, dude. Maybe, because I used to sport a bandana when I worked and everything back in the day to keep the sweat out of my eyes. Dude, I could put a bandana on. Could rock a bandana. Nah, dude, I don't want to do the Billy the Fridge style bandana, but that's just across there, though. I want to do the full head cover bandana, dude. Yeah. Yeah, dude. Bandana it up. Planning to let it grow forever? I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't have any plans to stop it from growing, so I guess. And if I get sick of it, I'll cut it all off. It's not a big deal. Oh, that's a good point. I could wear a hijab, man. Yeah. You'll look like a biker? Cool. I mean, then people won't mess with me. They'll think I'm mean. Oh, a turban. Yeah. Now you guys are getting spicy. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. So, I wanted to try and find some different kind of hats, right? And so I started looking, and I was looking at like bowler hats, different kinds of like fedoras and trilbies and shit, and all of them, like I wasn't able to buy any of them because I was just like, man, too dorky. Too dorky, man. I just don't want to be that dude that shows up in a bowler hat, you know what I mean? Too dorky. For me. I'm not trying to pass judgment on anybody that wears those kinds of hats. I'm just saying, for me. A fez? A fez would be pretty cool. As long as it's not a fedora, then you're fine. I don't know if that's true, though. That is actually a good point. A cowboy hat. I was at I shit you not, I was at a gas station. Grabbing like a Red Bull or something. It was on the way home from Gadsden. And I saw a cowboy hat. And it was so obviously not the highest quality cowboy hat, but I put that thing on my head, dude. I was like that close to buying it. It was like 15 bucks. It's like that close. Maybe that's what I need to do, dude. I'm down here in the South. Get myself a cowboy hat. I kind of like that idea too. I've owned cowboy hats before, man. I actually had a cowboy hat back in the day. I was like a teenager. I had one of them things. Could pull off a cowboy hat. Buy one of those 10-gallon cowboy hats. Yeah. I don't think they're gonna have a 10-gallon cow. I'll get something, maybe something like in that vein of hat though. Maybe not like a full cowboy hat, but something like less formal and more in that vein. I'm gonna look at some cowboy hats. Oh, dude, a sombrero. Now we're talking. Dude, now we're talking, dude. A sombrero though. Yeah. Oh, dude, I love Deadwood. I worship Deadwood. I've seen Deadwood, like, probably like once a year. I'll be looking for something to watch, and I'll be like, you know what? I'm just gonna watch like one season of Deadwood because I just know they're all good. So it's like, and then I'll watch the whole, like I'll end up watching the whole series again. Dude, yeah, dude, with a punch. You guys have good ideas, man. I could get a sombrero doblado and like a really bitchin' poncho. Yeah. Yeah, dude. I like it. It's got a certain something about it, you know? One of those straw hats like riding. I don't know about that. Maybe. I mean, those are pretty cool. I mean, they're functional, right? There's a reason they use them. Who knows, dude? Who knows? I gotta try some different hats, though. I'm sick of not having a hat that I want to wear. Like, I'm even sick of beanies. Like, that's the truth, man. And the beanie has been my comfort blanket for like 10 years. And even before that, I would wear a beanie. But like now, I don't even want to put a beanie on anymore. I need something new, man. I need a hat. No, see, I looked at all that crap. I looked at like the pork pie hat and the bowlers and the or not dusters, but there's all kinds of different ones I looked at. And I think the bowlers would probably look the best on me. But I just can't see myself casually just strolling around in a bowler. You know what I mean? It's too dorky. I can't do it. A top hat like Uncle Pennybags. Dude, yeah, dude, a top hat. For sure. Oh yeah, a little propeller. A propeller hat. Okay, you guys are thinking no. A tricorn? Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe. Go back to the ancient American tradition, huh? The colonial tradition of the tricorn hat. My first choice would be a samurai helm. Oh, come on, man. It's got to be something that's comfortable, bro. Get out of here with you. I'm not my fat ass waddling around in a samurai helm. Could you imagine? I'm already going to be the laughing stock of this entire state, but that would be it. A Stetson gambler? No. Yeah, I mean, if you're going to go with the cowboy kind of hat, then, you know, I don't know. I'm going to have to look at some cowboy hats and shit. I might just do it, dude. I might just do it. Fuck it. I'm down here. Rock a cowboy hat. What about a bandana? I mean, I said I might, you know, throw my hair up in a bandana or something. That might be kind of cool. Ever seen a Panama hat? Yeah, they're like the white hats with the black band around the brim, right? Tie a bandana around it. Okay, fair enough. What about a hairnet? A snapback? I don't know, man. I don't like the way you guys wear hats these days. The bill's all flat. That looks dorky, man. I don't even want to get hats. You can't even find hats that look cool anymore. Like, you used to have to bend the bill of your hat, you know what I mean? And that to me is like what a base. Anytime I see somebody walking around with one of these hats with the brim straight across, it just makes me laugh. So no, I can't do that, man. A pimp hat? I mean, what kind though? Like a big old blue hat with a purple feather in it or something? Maybe. That'd be kind of cool. A conductor's hat? What even is that? Oh yeah, a little train hat. Like George R.R. Martin. Doesn't he wear a conductor cap or whatever? I'd need a pimp cane too. Well, I mean, in a few years, I might need a cane, so that'll work out. You know, if I ever get to the point where I need a cane to get around, then the pimp hat becomes like, yeah, for sure. Because then I could get like a big old fake diamond, you know, head thing for the cane. You know. Wear a traffic cone on your head. Would I consider wearing a top hat? I mean, sure, in the right circumstances, but I'm talking about something I want to wear all day. You know, something that I grab and I just throw on my head every day. Part of a look, you know what I mean? Oscar Mayer Wiener hat, cool. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. Now I'm gonna look at some. I'm gonna look at some country hats. I'm gonna look at some cowboy hats, man. Drape a bunch of used napkins on your head. Okay.